What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It is Sunday. My name is Joe, just your average Joe, hanging out in the garage, raw and unedited. That's how we do around here. Been reselling on eBay for over 8 years full time, and been buying and selling on eBay since 2000. Back in my college days, I used to actually sell my books back to the on eBay instead of selling them back to the bookstore like all my friends. And get a premium out of my books back then. So that's actually how I got introduced to selling on eBay way back in the day, in my college days. Oh, my family's coming back, so it's about to be chaos for a moment. But we're gonna go over marketplace pickups or yard sale pickups. They're laughing at me. We're gonna go over yard sale pickups and show off what I picked up. Hopefully y'all had a wonderful Saturday picking stuff up. I did pretty good, actually. Did pretty good. You want to come be on my YouTube video? You know. Perfect timing.
I know they love my music.
Well, they'll like ban the video if there's like copywritten music.
No.
Well, they won't ban the video. It's just
No, it'll just show that you have copyright on it.
yeah, something like that. So it's fine. Y'all, it does 2 seconds. I doubt it'll catch it. So anyway, hopefully your yard sale Saturday was amazing. We're getting ready to go camping tomorrow and start our vacation for about 12 days. So today's just been one of those days, getting things ready, sweating like crazy. My wife's looking at me like I'm not walking that way.
Right.
No, what are you doing? They can't see you way down there.
Maybe. I don't want them to see.
Oh, they don't. Okay, you don't want them to see you. Okay, you want them to see you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Bye, guys.
Oh, bye, guys. Yeah, you gotta step back here if you want them to see you.
Are you live or something?
No, I'm doing a recording. I mean, it'll be on the channel. So anyway, hopefully your yard sale day was amazing. Mine started bad and then picked up and got really good. So stick around because we got a nice little surprise. I'll save it to the end. So a nice little surprise that we picked up today or yesterday. I will say just the little nugget that I want to throw out there. 2 nuggets I'm going to throw out at you guys for all you resellers, yard sale folks, and all that. If you're not doing this, make sure you're doing this. Ask when you go to yard sales. So like I ask for, I'm very pleasant and friendly when I walk up. Hey, good morning. How y'all doing today? And then, it just kind of goes from there. Do y'all happen to have any, video games or game systems, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, any that kind of stuff, Game Boy? Normally you get no's, but occasionally you get yeses. Like Saturday, got some yeses finally. So, and then also, an addition to that is ask through Messenger. You see the yard sales on Marketplace, send them a message. And whether you're into video games or military stuff or old vintage toys or sports cards or whatever, ask for the things that you're looking for. Ask the things that you enjoy sourcing, if you're a reseller. It's, trust me, I ask a lot of people on Facebook before I even, so I can kind of decipher which sale I'm going to try to hit up first. So like one guy was like, yeah, I got 2 Wii U's and a bunch of games, or 2 Wii's and a bunch of games. Ended up being Wii U's, which is even better, and some pretty good games. And that was one of the first yard sales I went to on Saturday, was because he replied back in the message and said, yeah. So always ask through Messenger leading up to the yard sale or the night before. And then when you're at the yard sales, even if you already asked through Messenger and you happen to go to that yard sale still, just ask them live. You never know. You never know. I've been invited into people's houses to go through stuff. It doesn't happen often. People bring stuff out to me to go through, whatever the case is, but you don't ask a lot of times. Like one girl was actually like, oh, I didn't realize I have a Wii U and I got a bunch of games for it, but I didn't think anybody would want it at a yard sale. So I didn't bring it out. And she was like, well, if you come back, I'm gonna have my mom bring it. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna go to another yard sale, come back, and came back. And she said her mom was sick and she couldn't bring the stuff. And I was like, oh, no problem. So she got my number. And that's the other thing, exchange numbers. Another little tidbit, another little nugget to throw at you. Exchange numbers with folks, especially if they say they do have stuff, they just don't have it, can't get it to it now, it's in storage, mom's got it, it's at mom's house, whatever the constraint is. Exchange numbers, because you never know if that person, that lead, 3, 4, 5, a year down the road, 4 or 5 months or a year down the road, ends up calling you or contacting you or texting you back. So I actually, on all my texts that I send people, I'll text them and say, Joe the game guy. And the reason I do that is so they can easily search, because you can search in your text messages game guy or Joe, and then it would pop up. So if they forget my name, they can just be like the game guy and search. And I show them, I was like, I'm going to send you Joe the game guy. So if you forget who I am or my name, just search the game guy in your phone and your messages, and it'll pop up. My message will pop up. And they're like, oh, I didn't know that. And same thing with in my phone, I can do the same thing. And then I can reply to folks later. Like Saturday when I got home, I sat down and I replied to for the past 3 months worth of Joe the Game Guy text messages. I went in my phone. I don't do it too often, but occasionally, like Saturday I did. I'll go back and the last 2 or 3 months worth of text messages that I sent out to people, and then just follow up and say, hey, this is Joe the Game Guy. Just following up with you with seeing if you happen to find any of those video games you mentioned you had, or happen to come across anything that you're looking to get rid of. It's just, there's no pressure. It's just just a follow-up text because we've already had conversation about it. We exchanged numbers because we had conversation about it. And so I'm just following up, 2-3 months down the road. If they don't get back with me, I try to follow up with them. It still doesn't lead to a lot of sales or pickups from that, but everyone counts when it does happen. And so one of the people replied to me and said, yeah, I actually have a bunch of games. I'll be back in town on the 1st. I'll get with you then. So there might be a lead there. The other 7 of them said, no, I don't have any. I haven't gone through them yet, or no, I haven't had a chance, or no, my son doesn't want to get rid of them. But 1 out of the, I think 9 that I sent back to people, or maybe 12 or 13 actually, 1 replied and said yes on the 1st. Now granted, that still may not work out either, but all I'm saying is make sure you're messaging on Facebook to those yard sales and ask the things that you're looking for, and that can kind of help you decipher which sale you want to go to first. Then from there, or you can do a pre-sale. Sometimes I'll ask, are you looking to pre-sell any of the games? Because I'll come buy them all. Or I may, depending what you have, I may just buy all of it. And so I've done pre-sales too, where I go Friday night or Friday afternoon, and they're not open till Saturday because we communicated through Facebook, and I asked that question: are you willing to do any pre-sale on that stuff? And sometimes they do. Most of the time they don't, but sometimes they do. So anyway, message them up front or beforehand, and then ask why you're at the sales, and exchange numbers in those instances where they don't have anything, but they have something somewhere else, or it's in a closet, or it's at mom's, or whatever. Exchange information so that way you can maybe follow up with them. Not maybe, but you can follow up with them. If they don't send, you won't normally hear back from them. So I'll just be honest. You won't hear back from them. But at least later on, a couple months down the road, you can send a follow-up text and say, hey, poke at them again and say, hey, do you happen to have any of those games? Joe the Game Guy is reaching out again, seeing if you have any of those games you mentioned, laying around if you want to get rid of any of them. Simple. It's a template. I got a little template. It's in my phone. I just copy and paste. Make it easy on yourself. But that's how you lead to more pickups and more sales, because you're picking those things up, and then you can sell those things, and that leads to, anyway. So it just helps the wheel, man. Helps the wheel. So those are just things to be proactive, to help yourself get stuff that you're looking for. Again, it works for anything that you're looking for: vintage, modern, gaming, cards, toys, tools, memorabilia, whatever, military stuff, electronics, cameras, whatever you're into, glassware, whatever, that you're into. It helps. I promise you it helps. I promise you'll get more doing that than just not saying anything, not going and not saying, do you have what things I'm looking for, not sending them messages. If you don't do any of that stuff, you're not at the top of your game, man. You're not at the top of your game. So those are the things you got to do to be on top of your game. So if you're new to reselling, those are the little tips and tricks that you want to make sure you're doing. It's just like being a salesman almost, man. You gotta probe, you gotta ask, you gotta follow up. I mean, anyway, let's get to the pickups. Again, hopefully your pickups were amazing. Let's see what we started with. So I'm gonna start with a personal pickup that I have something out of it that I'm gonna sell. But this is something I picked up on Marketplace actually yesterday that I'm gonna sell. Pokemon White. So that's the first one, Pokemon White. I've got the game, I just don't have the case. So I'm gonna keep the case, sell the game, because I have the game already. So I'll keep the case. And then Fire Emblem I'm keeping as well. I picked this up for $115. And then Zelda Minish Cap. So Zelda Minish Cap on GBA. So I believe these all together is like $175-ish. I picked it up for $115. I can sell the one Pokemon game for about $60-ish. So I'm in for about $65-ish. It's not bad for $175, worth of stuff. So That's the first thing. So there's that. So there's, I spent a total, if you include that, I spent a total of about $380 yesterday. But that's including that pickup as well. So about $380 minus that is about $265-ish. $265 is the rest of the stuff. So out of $265, y'all tell me how I did. Let's start with, I don't know. Let's start with this because this is different. This was a gentleman advertised man cave yard sale. He had a lot of old vintage stuff, lots of old like die cast cars and signage, lots of signage, metal signage. I'm not quite into that, but I know there's money there, but that's not quite up my alley. But signage and just old stuff, tools and lots of old good stuff. But anyway, he had this laying there and I was like, oh, okay, World of Warcraft collector's edition. I'll take a shot at it. It's complete. It is missing the disc to the DVD, but the game is there. The pad is there. The special edition book is there. The cards are in there. I don't know if all the cards are in there, but the cards are in there. So this was $65. So $65 was that. Also these, I've never seen these before. Maybe you guys have. They're like knights, and I think they're from Germany because it says I can't tell the name. I believe it's in German, and then it says Germany, and then made in China. So it's German, made in China, like these dragon and these little knights with their spears and the horses and all that. So there's a whole bunch of them. There's probably like 12 of them or so. But he included that with it was $65 for all this stuff. So you got the World of Warcraft. You got a bunch of these guys. I ended up picking up. Where's the other one at? Picking up some belt buckles. If you don't know about belt buckles sell. There's certainly a market for belt buckles. A little Chevrolet belt buckle. I got, it was all, again, $65 was all this stuff. Belt buckle, that's about 20. This one I couldn't find, but I'd imagine maybe another 15-ish. And then this one I didn't look up, but it's old school enamel, Indian, made by MBCI, made in the US. Looks old. I don't know. I picked that one up on intuition and hunch. You know, just I'd imagine this is probably at least another $20 bill. Could be more, possibly. But there you go. So that, and then on top of that, again, this is all for 65 bucks. They brought this out. Oh, so a bunch of Wii stuff, like Wii controllers and Wii accessories. So I was like, I can use Wii stuff. Yeah, that'll work. I can use that. A headset for Xbox. If you don't know how to check, oh, by the way, it's a 360 Slim. Surprisingly, I was coming across these like gangbusters last yard sale season. This yard sale season, this is only probably like my third one. I haven't been coming across them that much this season. But always look for the hard drive. This one was a 256. I always keep hard drives on hand. I buy them in bulk, like 5 at a time, in case there's no hard drive in these, because they sell better with the 256 hard drive. They're just more desirable when you got the hard drive in them, because without it, it's like 4 gig and they're just not as desirable. But anyway, usually I sell this with the controller game bundle for about $90-ish. Then we've got the Xbox One, the big old brick with the Kinect. It's also got an external hard drive. And again, this was all for $65. The same couple external hard drive. Some games, not many, 2 games. Skate and Red Dead Redemption. Nothing crazy. There's like 4 controllers in there, and that's about it. Wiring and all that kind of stuff, HDMI, all that good stuff. So, so that's that. So that was 65 bucks for that pickup. Pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good pickup. The next thing I picked up was this big box full of stuff. So this bundle was $70. Not including this. This was not part of it. So let's put that over here. So this was like $70. So all these games, bunch of games, I mean, lots of games, lots and lots of games. So we'll just say lots and lots of games. You got some good stuff: Mario Kart, Brawl, Smash Bros, Mario, Super Mario Bros. You've got Naturo. You got The Legend of Zelda on Wii U, which is like $80 or so. You got Dragon Ball Z. Just some Mario Party 8. Mario Luigi, Super Smash Bros. On the Wii. So some pretty good titles. Some pretty good titles in there. On top of that was a white Wii U, full everything, the console and the gamepad, and then a black Wii U, again with the gamepad. A brick for an Xbox. This is all the same bundle here. I got this bundle for $70. I got this bundle for $70. The brick here, some Xbox controllers, charger for a DS was in this bundle. Again, pick this all up for $70. You can't go wrong because I think this game alone is like $80. So I think I'd say that was a pretty darn good pickup. The bad thing is I won't be able to process any of this stuff till I get back from vacation. So that kind of stinks. But anyway, I think that was pretty good for $80. The Wii U's for me sell for about $175 to $225, depending what games I bundle with it, and whether it's got one controller, two controllers, all that kind of stuff. So basic system with one controller, maybe like a couple games, like $175. If I add in like 5-6 games, two controllers, then it bumps up to like $225. So anyway, there's that. So I think that was pretty good. Picked up this hat for like $1. Can't go wrong with the Mitchell & Ness. I mean, it's probably only $15, but it's brand new basically. I mean, you can tell it's pretty much never been worn, and if it has, you can't tell. It's pretty much brand new looking. But anyway, there's that. Picked up some DVDs. I don't really know why. It was just the lady wanted 50 cents. In fact, this is she wanted 50 cents, but this was part of a bigger deal. So I'll show off the whole thing. This is all the Wii U stuff. Just pull that right there for now. So that's all the Wii U stuff. So this lady wanted, she wanted $20, and I ended up giving her 25 because I threw in the DVDs. I was just like, she wanted 50 cents a piece. And I was like, well, here's 25. It's fine, But she only wanted $20 for all this stuff. But there was two Xboxes. She said they work. Again, $25 for the DVDs and then the two Xboxes. This one did not have a hard drive in it, so this one's a 8 gig or a 4 gig. But I do have the hard drives. Again, I got hard drives. Still got like 4 of them, I want to say, upstairs to go in it. So there's that. Same thing with this one. This one is another slim. This one did have the 256 in it as well. Or 250. I say 256. Had the 250 in it. So pretty good there. So always look to see what the hard drive is. And then there's like 4 Xbox controllers. There's a Kinect. And of course the power bricks and things like that. So, and then a Xbox One controller was in there. And limited edition, special edition controller for, I forget what console this went to. But it's just like special edition. I forget what console it was, but I want to say this controller is like $30 by itself. So, I mean, that's battery corrosion. Not too bad though, but yeah, battery corrosion. Always gotta consider battery corrosion, but apple cider vinegar takes care of it pretty good. So anyway, as long as it hasn't gotten to the board and tore up the board, you should be pretty good with just some apple. Well, a lot of times just flake it off and get it off and it'll fire up and still work. But sometimes, and this is new for me that I just found this out, apple cider vinegar will take off, some Q-tip and apple cider vinegar and just dibble dabble and then spray some some Windex and wipe it all down. Will take care of a lot of that corrosion. So, and then it may then at that point fire up for you. But that was $25 for that bundle. Pretty darn good. Had a Wii bundle back here with the Wii Fit board, which is terrible. If you don't pick up Wii Fit boards, they're the worst. I got like 2 of them already, and I don't know why. It came with it. It's $5 for this whole bundle. So I was like, it came with the board. I grabbed the board too. But it was, I mean, for $5 you can't go wrong. He says it works. It's the black Wii console, a Wii U console, bottom only. Doesn't have the gamepad with it, and just some accessories and stuff, but you got Wii Sports. So Wii Sports, I mean, again, for $5 for this bundle, I couldn't pass it up. And then Wii Sports Resort. So again, I mean, Wii Sports Resort is like $40 for the pair. So not too bad there for $5. And then the big score of the day, and this goes back to the ask, always ask, is this bundle right here. So I asked this couple, they were I just stopped by. I was like, hey, you have any video games or anything like that? And the guy was like, yeah, actually we do have some video games. Give me a second. He goes in the garage, pulls out this bin which has DS with all the paperwork in it. They got the actual system, and then another one. So there's that. I was like, okay, all right. Well, what else you got? Well, in this little box of goodies was 2 controllers as well. Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Actually, I think those are both Xbox One. It had two games, Zelda and Mario. And then this was also at that yard sale. I threw in the bin. And TI-83 Plus had 2 copies of Mario Bros. 2 copies of Mario Bros. And an old school iPod, which I used to work at AT&T for like almost 11 years. And I was there when we launched with Apple, the iPhone. So I remember the old school, the iPhone looked just like this, the original, with that chrome background or back cover. So I just thought that was cool. iPod was in there. I was like, I'll take the iPod too, sure. So I was like, well, do you have any other games or any other systems or anything like that you want to get rid of? But, you know, before we make a deal. And the wife chimes in and is like, yeah, actually, let me go inside. I got some games and stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool. So she brings this out. And again, power of the ask. If you know, you know. I'm going to say that. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Oh, my goodness. My heart started beating a little bit. If you know, you know. That ain't even the big one. If you know, you know. Oh man, if you know, you know. So, and then another fire. So there's 2 fires and Emerald, and then some other decent games in here. Spyro 2, Mega Man White 3, and I think Wario Land 4, and then a bunch of just other, I believe just other just whatever games. So I was like, well, how much you want for the whole lot? What do you want for everything? And they were like, $100. And I'm like, I'm always got to get a deal, even if it's already a great deal. I'm like, would you go 80? And they were like, how about 90? I was like, sold. We're good. $90. So boom, got all that for $90. Oh, and by the way, if you don't know, so you tell me, was that good? Not good? I don't know. Emerald alone is $200. Each fire, 2 fires is $100 a piece. I think that was a pretty good pickup. But if you don't know this, I'm going to teach y'all a little something, give you another nugget. If you don't know this, the 4 corners on them, because these are faked a lot, guys. These are faked a lot. So be careful when you're buying Pokemon games. But the way to know whether they're real, the easiest way, is the 4 corners or the 4 squares on the back. Same thing here. Emerald. 4 corners on the, a little bit harder to see. There it goes right there. 4 corners on the back there. That's how you know it's legit, it's real, is those 4 cubes or 4 blocks on the back, on the board. So, yeah. I mean, that's it. That's all I got for y'all. I am going to be back tomorrow. Oh, and the DVDs came in that one deal. Nothing crazy. Sopranos, Jurassic Park trilogy, and then a sealed. I don't even know why I picked these up, to be honest with you. Just to kind of, I don't know, a sealed 4 disc combo. But, oh, and I picked up this Netgear for $5. Netgear router. It goes for about 30 to 40. So pick that up for $5. Yeah, so I'm curious what those figures go for. If anybody knows anything about those figures, let me know. Those German figures, the dinosaur or the dragon and the knights. Man, I'm sweating like crazy. Whew. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. I'm going to post a regular video tomorrow and get your comments on the regular video. I'll go over sales. We've had some decent sales. I'm not quite at goal. Hopefully I have some sales tonight to get closer to goal, but we're close. We're like at $1,100 for the week, but that's not including shipping, so I'll be closer to 1,000. My goal is 1,400, 200 a day. Not quite there, but you know, it is what it is. Tons of processing to do when I get back, though. Tons. I got to get a fire in my butt because I still want to source and still get stuff. So even though I got all this stuff to get through now, my table's packed, jam full. I got stuff on the ground over here now too. I'll still be sourcing while I'm on vacation. I'll be up in Raleigh. I'll be sourcing up there as well. But that's all I got for you guys. Again, I'll drop a video tomorrow as well. I'll make sure I touch on all the comments. So if you want to drop a comment on this video, tell me what your pickups were. Maybe your biggest pickup of the Saturday if you were out sourcing. What was your biggest pickup for Saturday? What was something you picked up that you didn't realize was going to be something? You got home and it was like, oh my goodness. Those are always the best. I love those. Yeah, make sure you drop those comments. I'll make sure to touch on comments tomorrow on tomorrow's video when I go over sales. That'll probably be my last video for a little bit. I plan on putting out a little bit of content. I may show off the things I picked up in Marketplace or yard sales when I'm at the lake up in Raleigh. I might post my phone up on a tree and show the lake on the backdrop and just talk about the things and show some of the things off that I picked up. I don't know. We'll see. I want to try to put some content out while I'm on vacation and not keep it totally dry. So I want to try to do that while I'm out there. So, but yeah, drop comments. I'll be happy. And any questions about anything sourcing wise, or where do you source, or how do you do this, or how do you do that? Anything I can do to help you guys out. Again, I've been doing this a long time, so I'm certainly here to help. But that's it for me tonight, guys. I appreciate all y'all. Appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Appreciate you watching, and drop them comments, and I'll make sure I address those tomorrow on the next video before I head out on vacation. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Later, everybody.